DeClorian's gonna be talking. DeClorian's gonna be talking.
Hello, everybody. First Theta Thursday. Dawn, would you like to take it away?
Welcome, everybody. This is hopefully a new series we're going to be starting. I'm Dawn Rhea. I am one of the leaders of Theta. This is Mifune. He's my co-host and tech support. And we are joined by a couple famous goon pilots. We've got Jay Amaziness, DeClorian pilot, who is here as well, Gennel, and Syndic Thras. Gennel will be here in a little bit, though. We are just wanting to introduce the world to some people that you may not know about. Theta is a very old group in Goonswarm, and we do a lot behind the scenes that not everybody sees. So let's just take it away. I want to know, because we have a lot of old Thetans here, what is Theta? Because I know, for me, it's a home defense slash social sig. But what is Theta to you guys?
Well, it's two different questions. You mean like what was it actually like? How did it get started, or was it what is it to me?
Well, either one you want to answer.
Okay, so way back in the day when, like early 2000s, when Goonfleet came from something awful, they got organized into squads to like go mine Veldspar and build rifters or whatever. So there was like Theta, Zulu, Sigma. They're a bunch of go fuckers. There's a couple other. That's how that was the origins of Theta.
And,
and Drag Geno.
Oh, Gennel's here. Mifune.
Oh, is he? There he is. Oh, what's up, Gennel?
Hello.
So, Gennel, I was asking them what Theta started out as, or how it got started, and potentially what Theta means to you today.
We're really talking 8-10 years ago.
I already told the Theta, Sigma's goat fuckers, Zulu has homegrown porn in their forums. I already did that bit.
Oh, okay.
So, Gennel, do you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you are involved with Theta? I know not right much now, but what have you done in the past?
Well, currently I am one of the main fitting people for the Alliance. When we first came to Delve, I was one of the people who actually picked up the pieces of Theta and put it back together. There was a good number of people along with me, but not here right now, except for Jay and Syndic.
And
so all of us, just for the record.
Yeah, we you guys have taught me so much throughout the years about how to help Delve and how to take care of Delve, and you've also told a lot of fun stories throughout the years. Do you have like a good story that comes to mind about something uniquely Theta that's appropriate?
One time I loaned Big Bill the boss a Rhea, and then he put it on the jump beacon in DTAC W, and Jay lost the Revenant there. That was pretty funny.
That was pretty fun, yeah.
And then Bill left that thing fucking tethered on a goddamn Citadel and repped the hull damage. My Rhea got out in hull damage, and he ruined my souvenir.
Oh.
Do we really want to talk about that Oracle pilot that after we saved him, he decided to join the enemy's fleet?
Oh my god, I remember that, because I was talking to the guy at the time. Because we've had a Oracle pilot call for help, and John took out a Harpy fleet. Saved the guy. Guy was happy-go-lucky, ready. Everything's good. All he had to do was warp to the Athenor to be safe. And he gets a fleet invite. Doesn't look at it. Accepts it. He thought it was from John. No, it's from the fleet that just tried to kill him. warped both of his rorquals off of the Athenor and murdered him. You should have seen John's face when it happened. He was like, "Oh my god." I haven't seen John that disappointed in a while. Jay, since you and Gennel are probably some of the oldest goons here, how did Theta kind of start for you, and what do you think of, or what is like your opinion on Theta now?
Well, when I first encountered Theta, I absolutely despised their very existence. They were nothing but worthless crabs. And I'm going to be pretty straight, that opinion really hasn't changed. Even though I ran Theta for quite a few years.
And we're one of the biggest crabs. Don't forget that part.
Yeah, don't forget that part too.
So, when I first joined Goonswarm, I was looking to recover some of the income it cost me to move all my things. And I was pretty bad at PvEing, so I was looking for help, and I was directed towards Theta Squad, and very quickly, I was taken under, the wing of Ted and Zungan, and they taught me how to basically sustain my accounts. And then since then, it turned into doing home defense in Declan, camping Morin and making their alliance, die every couple months.
Oh, the best.
And since we moved to Delve, it's been a lot of the same. It's been still helping newer players sustain their accounts, and also doing Delve defense, home defense, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we always try to instill in people the idea that if you work together to defend everything, then everyone will make more money in the long run.
Yeah, that's something that I always try to push every time that we have new people come in. And something that I've picked up from you that you've said a lot is if you want something done, you just got to go out and do it. Because Theta, I feel like, is a homegrown project. That's how it started, right?
But it is literally just happened out of nowhere, and there is no way to replicate it because
Yeah, like modern Theta. Yeah. It's yeah.
If I can say, like, me
Yeah,
too.
but back in the day when you joined Goonswarm, you were put into a squad. You didn't get to choose. You were just put into a squad randomly.
Really, that's how it was. But like, they just said, "All right, you're going fucking here." Like you're
It's
not
like, oh,
going anywhere else.
you're in
Zulu,
Theta Squad now.
Zulu, Sigma, Theta, Rho,
Epsilon.
Epsilon. That's close to all of them. If your squad didn't get a call out, then your squad fucking sucked.
Most of the squads quite quickly died due to internal drama or being harassed by other squads to death. I know Theta and Sigma had a pretty big rivalry.
Didn't one of them turn into elitist ops?
That was Black Ops, I think.
Oh no, that was
Black
that was shut up. That was Suez's thing.
no, Elitist Ops was originally one of the corporations inside of Goonswarm Federation that was used as Black Ops before it became modern Black Ops. They wanted to run their own
Syndicate Moon
standings and
Empire.
whatnot. No, they wanted to have their own standings because they used neutral alts to do various things, and it's kind of nice having +5 standings. And the only reason why they broke off was because Darius Johnson's a moron.
Here's a good.
They viewed that as hostile intentions.
Darius Honky Tonk $10 Johnson.
Like,
it has changed a lot over the last couple of years. There's a lot more people in the Imperium than there were before, and maybe Theta just seemed to be a little bit more closer knit in the past, where you would you know, you'd recognize everyone on comms. You know what they sounded like. You knew their character names, that sort of thing. But now there's so many people in Goose form that it can be hard to recognize everyone instantly now.
Well, I'd say with the death of Raw, Core Mining, and Super Rating, it's almost on its way back to that.
Yeah, today in Theta, we have consistently the same people on, maybe a new person here, new person there. But a lot of us in here, Declorian, Docs, Mifune, and Jay, even when we're not at Total Annihilation War, are pretty regulars in Theta. And I do like that's one of my favorite parts about Theta. I love home defense. I love helping everybody out, taking care of everybody. But the small group, the close knit, the fact that you kind of get to really know people.
It's not
outside of
about
your
it's not
core.
about the in-game
Yeah.
experience at all. It's the idea of Theta.
To that point, like I'm the resident asshole quite often, but it's because I actually believe in having like a culture in this group. Like if we don't have a common culture, if we don't have something we can come together on, then what the fuck are we doing here? Like I'm not playing this game to shoot space pixels. Like
that's just like a side benefit.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna get into my whole fucking Eve story, but I started playing like January will be my 10-year anniversary in AMUC, and I think I joined when I was like 15. So I've literally grown up with these people. Like these are like real life friends of mine. It's much more about the social aspect than actually having a camaraderie, a group, whatever the fuck you want to call it, than like elite PvPing and taking my 6 not Osprey Navy issues, fuck you Johnny Raw, and getting 3 kills.
Some of my best things to think about are, which unfortunately I don't know if we can do anymore, is listening to Gennel and Kunmi and Tib getting their Titans ready to boson or smart bomb people through Delve. Yeah, the people that you all complain about killing you when you come to Delve, most of these are these people. They're the ones that are doing it.
It used to be Zungan. Zungan used to be the boogeyman when you went to Declan.
Dude,
because of it, right? In BTAC, they killed Zungan's his Erebus first because he was just so disliked by our hostiles that every time they came to Declan, he'd camp them in and make them log off or whatever.
Dude's a fucking wizard.
I don't know how he does it, but he just keeps going every day.
He used to be.
I don't know.
He used to do some crazy stuff. Like he does some pretty mind-boggling stuff now.
Oh god, dude, the fucking.
I just remember we were on an Armageddon roam, I think. In Theta, we went out with like 10 of us, 15 of us in battleships, and we were gating around Germany, and we kind of got bored and wanted to go home. So I was like, okay, well. Zungan was like, okay, well, if you want to go home, I'll take us home, and then jumped in his Erebus, the middle of Gemini. We didn't know how we got there. He just beaconed it all the way, because this is when you could beacon and instantly cap up, and then jump to another beacon and instantly cap up.
Yeah, he straight cat fit and
He jumps this cap fit Erebus in, like 2 jumps from XIX's staging in Gemini, bridges us out, and then cloaks and jumps out himself.
And also,
it's not the only time he's done that too.
Dude, he does. No, but mind you, his tone of voice through all of these stories you're gonna hear, it never changes from just like the most just monotone, calm, collected. Like this is how he talks. Like when he's doing ridiculous shit like that.
Like even when I talk to Zungan now, like if I go in with his sig, the man just doesn't. I cannot help but sometimes fall asleep at his voice. Like he's got one of those weird monotone but oddly soothing voices.
Oh, I have an hour recording of Zungan FCing that I used to put myself to sleep. I can send it to you if you want.
One of the annoying things we used to do is we used to do these home defense fleets, and the thing was like everyone getting your subcaps, and it was like zealots or whatever we used to use for home defense. And then we'd all get on the post. We'd all undog, get to the pass, get on Zungan's Titan, and he'd wait for Zungan to bridge us onto one of his carriers that was tackled by some wormhole gang. And we'd be sitting there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Zungan, are we waiting here for nothing? Is the gang still there? And he's like, oh no, I killed them all 10 minutes ago. I've just been ratting this whole time. You guys can leave.
Where they really had a terrible time is then, none of us were as good as him at that, but he kind of much like teaching everyone how to sustain their accounts, he taught us the ways of that. So that was how we all. I think he got us into Chimera ratting, and I think I've got Jay into 4 that I can remember really bad situations. Probably more than that.
I linked in the Twitch chat, the screenshot.
Of course, you have that at the ready.
Oh my god, that's
Speaking
amazing.
of the Twitch chat, according to them, you forgot to mute Pigeon.
Yeah,
I was muted.
I forgot about that at first, but it's taken care of. We're Gucci on that.
Oh, okay.
So, I guess some of you are very active in the war. Some are just getting kind of active, and some are kind of waiting in the wings. Just to switch a little bit, how is Theta? What do you see Theta's role now with the war at our doorstep?
Theta is a bunch of dogs attached to a dog sled with nobody driving it. They can run like a motherfucker, but nobody's pointing them in the right direction.
That sounds semi-right.
You can use Theta for a lot of things. It's the same thing as before the war, from my point of view. Because
it's always been that. Yeah, that description has always been fitting of Theta. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
That wasn't semi-right. That nailed it completely.
The story about the Titan pilot that happened to me, the home defense shit. That I always ask for a Titan from Theta to do home defense, every single time. And this once that I didn't use the Theta Titan pilot, he did 3 mistakes all in once, and we fucked the Oracle for the first time in 1 year. He couldn't be saved because of that shit. So Theta to me, it's some reliable skills that I know that people can put out, but at the same time, you cannot really rely on them for anything else.
Yeah, and that's one thing that a lot of I would say newbies sometimes get misinformed about what Theta is and what Theta does. Some of them, depending upon which corp they talk to, I feel like they get told that we're this scary place, that only the filthiest of filth go there. When I feel like if you have the right attitude, you can learn a ton down with us. Because I think most of you agree. Everyone here is more than happy to tell everybody else how much they know.
Yeah,
yes, it's even a community pride of Theta being able to help new pilots. Since I'm here, only 1 year, everyone is always you have always someone at the ready to say shit on comms and teach someone something.
So you were asking where to that exact point. You were asking where Theta came from. I don't know the date, but 2010, 13, something like that. This is long after you automatically get assigned to squads. Sigma squad's just a social squad. Rose squad is imploded. Zulu all fucked off to PL mostly. Theta's thing was helping newbies for a while, for a year or two, and then that carried through.
And no, we won't be posting that to Twitch chat over there.
Not Twitch chat. No. We're not trying to get INN screwed.
I'm sure we can post his Twitter, but may or may not have a link to it, though, right?
I believe so. Decloriated next time, not today. Next time. Whatchamacallit? So with Theta now, I feel like when I first joined Goonswarm, which was 2016-ish, I was in Karma Fleet. And my first couple days I had learned about Theta, and I still remember I was like, oh, I wonder you know, how, you know, that those comms are, and like everyone in Karma Fleet comms is just like, don't go there, don't go there, they're not fun.
Those AMAC people are assholes, right?
That's what I hear.
There are some times when, you know, you log in to Mumble or whatever and you get into Theta comms, and there are some weird discussions happening. I think that at one point or another, Theta has pretty much discussed about every topic you could discuss. And sometimes that leads to scaring away some of the newer people with some of the things people come out with.
If
Well,
anyone
I
mean-
has a moment, though, I just like. Have y'all seen the crazy new forms of dragons that they're making into dildos? Because like my mind has been blown by how realistic
my
a dragon you can get in dildo forms.
It's a perfect example of what Theta comms can be like on the daily. Like, that's the sad
Well,
fact.
It doesn't
shower
help
curtain
when
poles.
I was gonna say it doesn't help when Jay starts, you know, making some fun polls and he pings it out to the entire alliance and no one knows where it came from. All those polls you see come from Theta and whatever we're discussing.
I'm
What
getting
is
accused in the chat.
my personal favorite is how do you cut your sandwiches?
Oh, you're right. I remember that one.
Dude, Jay.
Like,
Jay,
I
we talked-
legitimately thought there weren't any wrong answers to that question, Don. You managed to find the only one.
Wait, how the fuck do you? Wait, whoa! How the fuck do you cut your sandwiches?
I like to do little squares, so up and down and side to side, and have 4 little corners.
No, you got to do it
Oh, there's a lot
diagonally
of
so that they're.
triangles.
So you cut it into corners, but you cut it into triangular corners.
No, like up and like across.
I mean,
on it.
quarters.
Yes,
But so
quarters,
Are they
Yes,
square
quarters.
or triangular?
square. Like
I'm
mini
not.
sandwiches.
I'm really not sure which one I would hate you more for.
That's like
Where
some
would you cut your
lunchbox stuff there.
I'm sorry.
like-
I'm sorry. Let's not go down how do you cut your fucking sandwiches, because then we're gonna talk
Should,
about
this
if
is
a
the
hot,
Theta
if a
talk.
hot dog. We're gonna have to talk about if a hot dog is a sub, a sandwich.
I
It-
don't
We
it's a
haven't
sub.
seen that
Why
out.
would you cut your sandwich? That's my question. Why would you cut it? Like, can you not eat the sandwich like this?
Sometimes you gotta cut it diagonally so you can share it with your friend because you don't want to eat that much. And that's acceptable.
But do you take the crust side or the bottom side?
You take the bottom side, like, because that's
Whoa,
what's
whoa,
the
whoa,
easiest to
whoa.
eat.
How the
Well-
fuck do you cut a sandwich into quarters where there's not crusts on every one of them?
No,
Well,
he
I
said
always take the bottom,
diagonal.
but that's another thing.
I
From
believe
one
the
corner
hot
to
dog
the
is
other.
its own
Quarters.
classification.
If you cut it into quarters, equal quarters, they all have the same amount of crust. I mean, like, I'm gonna go make a fucking sandwich right now and start taking pictures and posting them in chat.
But that is honestly exactly how things go a lot of times. So we do encourage newbies to come down and hang out with us. We don't bite usually that hard.
Only your sandwich.
Only
Only the
the
sandwiches.
sandwich. We bite down at your sandwich. That's about it.
Now I do want to shift gears a little bit, just for a little while. Obviously we've got an invasion / war going on. I know we've heard some of Jay's opinions, but I know we've not heard a single person here because most of us aren't on other streams. So going down, I guess, starting with DeClorian, how are you feeling about this war? What comments, or do you have any comments or like things that you've seen that you're like, what are they doing?
Yeah, to me, in case you don't know, I'm running a SIG. Emittance has been spinning around it for the past month.
Well, why isn't DeClorian on camera? Like he's.
I
We
can.
tried, it doesn't
We
work.
tried.
Are
It
you
didn't
just-
work. It
You-
didn't
oh, it's
work. So
only
I
for
need to
you,
fix
Jay.
it. I need to
Okay.
fix it
It's-
later.
So that's for my benefit. Okay.
It's for
Yeah.
you.
It's for you to see, yeah, exactly.
But he is as cute as he says he is.
Yes, he is. He is an adorable
I am.
man.
Neither of you are fat. I'm pretty impressed with that.
Stop posing, DeClorian. I can't see it. So
What? You want me to pose or not to pose?
you're just sitting there posing when we talk about
Oh,
you.
your
So
dick
no one can
out.
see it
Screw
but
it.
us.
Let me.
No.
Show us your dick.
No.
Show us your dick.
No. Hold on. Let me actually like fix this. No, DeClorian, stop! I'm about to put you on the freaking OBS. No, don't do this to me.
Okay,
All
I'm
right, let's
behaving
fix this. Let me freaking fix this. Give me a minute.
All right,
My
while
OBS
he's
skills are
doing
bad.
While he's doing that, Declarion, how do you feel about the war? And oh my gosh, you made him huge.
Yeah, it auto defaults to huge. This is why I didn't want to do it on stream.
My dick
okay.
does the same thing, dude. Don't worry.
Stream is just a Chlorian now.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so Declarion, how do you feel about
You
the
can
war?
tell these people have never run a stream before, can't you?
Yeah, I
You know
know,
what?
right? It's
I'm loving this. I'm Italian. I'm loving this now.
I mean, we have great production value. So, anyways, Declarion.
Okay, so yeah, basically I'm running a SIG. In case you don't know, we are the only organization at the moment that has org that organizes Intosis attacks and Intosis defenses. That we are mostly focused on that. So solve war, basically. And from my point of view, we have a huge control of the solve that's happening right now. Like we choose what to win and what to lose. So, from my point of view as a SIG leader of GSFOE, yes, we are winning the war in my field. The other fields I cannot talk about because I'm not like I don't want to spit on anyone's plate or anything like that. But from what I'm seeing, we are winning it like as we choose. We choose what to win and what to lose.
Docs, do you have any opinions about the war from your point of view?
Nothing that's either like I don't know. I'd have to filter out what's OPSEC and what's not. I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay, that's fine. Gennel, I know that you're not necessarily super active right now, but how is everything kind of comparing to past stuff you've dealt with, or do you just have any general comments of how things are going?
How
that
in
how
the
you
actual
pronounce
shit fuck
completely?
did these
Is-
guys manage to blue 85% of the game, have 100,000 more players than us, and still not manage to actually make any headway into Delve whatsoever a month and a half later? Not for lack of trying, because they have been trying.
No, when
and
they
failed.
invade Delve, dude, when they invade Delve, we're gonna have a 30% slope. It is known.
Could you imagine, Janelle, right? If they didn't nerf bosons and they came to Delve?
Holy
oh
my
god.
God.
Or
They
they
would-
didn't reserve resistance.
I mean, because literally one
I
of
don't
us,
care
like
about
all
nerfing
those.
resistances. If my bosun didn't work or still fucking worked, Mr. Frisker would be on the road to finding out what happens when you wrap 1,000 kill marks over on a Titan.
How many are you up to now?
570.
If only we
Dude,
could have gotten
the-
a couple more
The,
cornflakes.
dude, the fucking paladin is almost a 200.
I heard that when you max them out, it just resets.
Well,
That'd be the worst. It just ticks right on over and you're done.
you know how Roman numerals work, where like you have 3 marks, and then you
Oh,
get
I
to
know how they
5.
work.
It turns to less mark. Okay,
So,
I was just making sure.
so Jay, how are you feeling since you are like on the front, / the brainchild helping make everything happen?
I don't make everything happen. I just help where I can. But I think things are going decently well. I'm under no false pretenses that once PanFam are finished and Fountain, things will get a little bit more difficult for us in Delve. See, because it seems PanFam are doing most of the work currently. Delve is open and waiting for everyone. It's like there's no. How can I say this? There's no bad case scenario for me in this war. There's no. It's a win-win either way for me, as far as I'm concerned. Because let's say we get evicted, right? We go down the pessimist route here for a second. We get evicted and we lose our space. We have to move. When the first 2 or 3 months where we lived in Delft, when we were getting set up, and the fights down here, the getting here.
I made a fuckload of money.
Those are some of the funnest time I had in the game. Because it was a bit unknown. They could have followed us down at any time. So everyone was sort of, living on a prayer for that first 2 or 3 months until we got quite well established. So that was very fun for me. But you know, if we end up weathering the storm um, and beating them back, and they drama bomb themselves out, FRT shots shooting, Army of Mangoes, or Army of Mangoes start shooting FRT, and that causes fractures within their organization, then that's also fine with me, and we'll have the next 10 years of saying, um, we won. You took everyone you possibly could, and it wasn't you wouldn't have the enough, which to some extent I don't think they have enough characters to do this, but I don't think they have the leadership or the organization to do this. Sometimes I might be wrong, but
No, they're
Oh, I
definitely
agree.
lacking
they
in
are.
both of those. They're definitely lacking in both of those fields.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's also nothing holding them together. So that's why mangoes shoot fucking peaches or whoever the hell you're thought. I don't know who these people are, but like they've got
Nothing
nothing in
holding them
common.
together.
Yeah, they've got
There
nothing.
is no
They
win
just
scenario. Like
That's
right.
that's
They
the thing
just
they don't
hate us,
understand.
and then somebody loots a fucking like faction mod out of a wreck, and now SMA shot first. Like that kind of situation again.
One of the things that these people do not understand about Gunswarm or the Imperium in any way is that there are people here that are just here because it's safe space, and pretty easy life if you just want to make some money, go on some occasional PvP fleets. But there's a core group of people, a very large core group of people within Gunswarm and the Imperium that are here because there is nowhere else they would rather be in this game, because their friends are here, the culture's right for them, uh, just everything like that, and those people aren't going anywhere. This 30-40% slope that people are predicting. When PanFam and Test come to Delve to evict us, I don't see it happening. There are people will leave. Yes, people will leave. People left last time, and they come back. Um, there's just a core group of people that won't go anywhere.
I feel like
Let me-
hold on. So to the point of like the 30% slope, I think we've already seen that because CCP has made it impossible for
haven't.
goons
That's not
to
true.
like. Well, no, CCP's made it impossible for goons to mine around like we used to. So a lot of our
No, but you haven't
extra
seen
weight.
the slope.
Well, that's true.
I mean, like
But
I can link you the slope. It hasn't happened.
But
Let's say
I mean,
that
like,
this war gets really bad and 30% of people leave. Those are going to be the people that aren't going to be making the difference in the war anyway.
It's just
gonna be
30%
that
of people. Is where are they going, right? So if you want to go to this 30% route, which I know the hostels love, where are these people going? Okay, they've left Goonswarm.
It's gonna be
Your alliances are built on this elite PvP mentality. Do you want these worthless crabs? Your words, not mine. In your alliances? I don't think so. So they're probably gonna go to Horde or somewhere.
yeah, exactly. It's gonna be that fucking moron that was like ratting in a Phoenix and got tackled by 3 bombers that we saved yesterday, and he's gonna go to like whatever the 2020 equivalent of IRC and Cobalt Edge is or some shit. Like he's not just gonna all of a sudden like pick up a Cynaball or a Munin and go fly Piggle's elite PvP fleet.
Those are the 30% that don't even show up on fleet, so we don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we want
Not
them
going
to.
It's just tax dollars,
It's not going
dog.
to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference on what we can and cannot do when that scope happens.
It's straight tax money. It's not any like the 30. Even if we did slip 30%, which fuck you, Billy, we're not going to. But it's like it's slightly less tax money. Those dudes weren't going on fleets. Those dudes weren't logi anchoring. Like,
and are they really making that amount of money? That really makes a difference in the tax also. Because if they were, they would see what goons it's all about, and they wouldn't leave just for that, and they would do something to protect what we do here. So I don't also believe that those 30% are going to make that difference in the tax money.
Let me make a point. Let me actually make Jay's point. Janelle, when was the last time you actually logged in and went on a fleet?
Like in a really serious manner, or just kind of tagging along for the funsies?
When was the last time you went on a fleet you cared about?
A fleet that I actually probably a year ago.
How many accounts are you going to sub if they actually start legit invading Delve and trying to push our fucking shit in?
Somewhere between 6 and 13.
There you go. Case in point. And, well, Jay's case in point.
Exactly. Which, like a lot of us, and the general attitude of a lot of the people in Theta, because we sit at home defending, that's what we like to do, is we keep asking ourselves, when are they going to get here? When are they going to get here? We want to, it was a lot of fun actually, bridging, or not even bridging, jump gating from home, one jump right into a fight. And the enemy, we have the advantage now in some regards because we can just sit there and defend what we want to defend. They have to come into us, and I had a blast. I haven't flown a Vanguard on a fleet ever, so I had a good time pew-pewing though. A lot of Thetans are just chomping at the bit to like get to drop their dreads, drop their crazy battle shivs, take out the random gate camps and get the random people that like to fly through space thinking that it's going to be a cakewalk running through Delve.
Hey, XX Death XX, how about me dropping that dread on you and owning your fucking Macarial and Scimitar and Orthrus?
Oh, did you get the Macarial?
Yeah, I killed like 2.5 bill.
Nice.
That's another thing that we need to understand. Like the 30% slope or whatever that's going to happen, that people are spinning around that shit. Like it also goes the other way, because you have a lot of pilots that are still like under Delve waiting for the baddies to come in here so that they can resub their accounts.
Yeah, because who wants to fly all the way out to IG
There was a dude who recently returned to the game. I helped moving his super, and the last time he logged his super, his super was logged off in 4 EP. And the last kill he was on, it's in Fountain. It was a sailing system in Fountain during the Fountain War. The last time he logged in was to clear Fountain of test iHubs.
Yeah.
Oh dear God!
Please tell me he cleared all of the Horde iHubs.
No, he moved his supers back to Delve, and he's now re-engaging with the game. So there's a quite
What Jay's saying is that this dude was like 6.5 years ago. Was like fuck test and was shooting all their iHubs. And 6.5 years later, we were like, well, time to shoot test. And this guy's like, I'm in. Foehammer's back too.
One of the most controversial things we ever did inside of the game was even Court talking to Test in a nice manner after the casino war. A lot of people already didn't like that.
I don't know. I thought they got pretty mad when we named when we took EC TAC and we named that station the EC TAC oven. They got pretty mad about that.
That's a great name. Why would you get mad at that?
Well, because we were fighting Evoke and we had been calling them Nazis for like 2 years. So.
Oh, I was thinking the EC Bake Oven.
What about? Come on, Don.
I just love the new corp, the 1111 corp.
One of the things that I wanted to ask, especially for Janelle and Jay, pilots like me were never around for the first World War B. So what do you think changed in between the last World War B and this war, and why
this is the first World War B? I'll have you know.
Well,
the first war was called the Casino War.
The Casino War, yeah.
Please,
what do you think?
Please spin correctly.
What do you think has changed that is causing us to win this time around?
There's not an unlimited fucking faucet of ISK from gambling addicts like Carusio.
I wouldn't go far to say winning this early on. That's a bit premature.
No, the best thing we got. You want to go?
We're definitely set up a lot better than we were before. Our allies are engaged a lot more than they were before. You know, dealing with FCON could be very difficult sometimes during the casino war and that sort of thing. So our allies are easier to deal with because they are, you know, people we like. Our space is better. There's not an infinite amount of money from the hostiles, so you're starting to see some of the smaller alliances, you know, start to think about, you know, we're 6 weeks in, and you know most Eve wars are done by now, especially most recent ones. So people are getting bored. People's wallets are starting to run low, that sort of stuff. So you know, hostiles are starting to feel the burn in some ways, especially their line members. And you know, we've been preparing. You know, the dream was, right. It was that someone would invade Delve. That was always, ever since we moved here, it was, let's make Delve as, you know, as horrible as possible, as horrible as possible to invade.
Can we get a shout out to Ranger Regiment, who have been
Yeah, who
super
the
key
fuck is
players down
that?
there? They're a Chinese alliance that we brought down from the skeleton of Deadco, and
Wait.
they have what? They're really good.
There's a Chinese alliance named Ranger Regiment.
Yes, but they've been doing a really good job down on the TCAG period basis area. They helped out a ton yesterday on the fleet, so
They have some great FCs, and you know they're very they're people are really good. I'm really happy to see them engaging.
We
No
just
criticism of the individuals. It's just
just headed now also French coalition
yeah,
that
French
is
Connection.
also doing French connection. Yeah, sorry, that is doing a shit ton of work also. That I am taking a closer look at it, and it's fucking amazing.
I remember when we went to fight the first time in like against CO2 and took down all those keep stars against Deadco and stuff. There was a T2 Tatara that I had set my sights on to try and kill. And it was French Connections, and they are tenacious little things. It took 3.5, I think it took 4 fleets total to finally bring that Tatara down. So I'm kind of happy they're on our side and we don't have to deal with them,
Yeah,
because they are like little rabid dogs.
that's correct. That also Ranger Regiment is an Asian corp, not only Chinese.
Okay, well, tomato potato here.
The biggest
Or
difference I've seen
organization
so far
alliance.
going into this war is, in the previous one, all the alliances in the CFC were very busy pointing their fingers at each other, saying, why did this go poorly? This is your fault. You should have showed up. You should have done more. But that's not happening this time around. We're actually improving, and they're getting better at doing things. Some things could have been
Yeah, we are
a little
expecting
better handled early on, but yeah, it worked out in the end.
I'd say our leadership is better as well. We've definitely learned from the mistakes we made in the previous war, and we're a lot more willing to take fights. The Helldunkor Blue Balls thing was for the time it was good, but for Eve 2020, I'm not sure it's the correct strategy. You want to be you know, exposing your pilots to as much as possible, and you know, with the recent GF deployments, we've been doing that, and you know, we're willing for this one. You know, we're gonna go the mile, right? The thing is that yeah, we might have this big super fight over, you know, 1DQ Keepstar or whatever in Delve, but we're in the good position, because no matter what, right? If we go into a super fight, we will take losses as the Imperium, but we can choose which one of the hostile alliances takes losses. We could like cripple Test in a super camp fight. And after the war, you know, they might say, okay, well, goons are done, but Test doesn't have a super fleet anymore, and you know they've been reset by all their allies in this war. You know, and Test are now an easy target for everyone else,
Even
or
if that
Horde are an
doesn't
easy
happen,
target for everyone else,
even if
or
that doesn't
FRT are
happen,
an easy target. You know, we have that luxury of choosing who we take down with us.
and just, I mean, like, if it wasn't clear enough, fuck you, Test. Like, when we get that luxury, you're going down.
So
Also, Jay, if you play your cards right, I'll fully expose myself to you.
oh my God, take it to the dating channel. that's one thing that I've thought about is the super. And I actually remember because I listened to the original like soda of the test people, and they were talking about how they have 100 Titans for SRP ready to go in the cache.
That's bullshit.
Everybody said that for fucking 10 years. It's been a lie every single time. We
I
said
guess.
that, and then beat that car. Or where was the place the boat jumped instead of bridge and got all of everybody killed?
Asakai.
He did not
Asakai.
jump instead of bridge. He intended to jump into that. But
Bark,
that's
bark,
another story.
bark, bark. I couldn't hear you. But point being, we were saying that, and we didn't have that shit.
Yeah, I'm. When I heard the 100,
Bark, bark.
oh, we got 100 Titans part, I was like, really?
That
That's
doesn't
it?
make a difference.
I
That's
was
it.
like,
They-
I have two, and I don't even. I'm poor compared to a lot of people in this channel.
Why would you stockpile 100 Titans when you
Yeah.
could take that money and get more people in Titans?
Or
And
you
then
could,
maybe if you had 30, 40 more Titans, you wouldn't have to replace 100 because you actually won the fight.
yeah, or we could get Grath in here to fucking scream about how you should actually just buy 300 dreads with it and just Zoidberg them into the Titans, and you'll actually win.
Well, that is one thing. They keep talking about how they have thousands of dreads.
That's bullshit.
Which I'm sure they do. Like,
The data in
No.
game doesn't support some of the claims they made at the start of the war, where they put some amount of dreads into build, and the data just isn't there in
They
the
have like
in-game
300.
mechanics.
No, look,
They
you
have,
can look
they
at
have
the
like
map.
2 to 3. They might have 2 to 300 at very best.
no, that's in just the NPC station alone.
No, you can take a look at the indexes of the game. It's publicly available. There's records of it. You can estimate, based upon the indexes, the exact amount of stuff that was built in each and every system. And it's
also,
But just remember, Gennel, they had put spy ults in to take dreads from us because we were so good at doing it. So you got to remember to add some of those.
Then why
numbers
didn't
from-
they move them from? So say they put all these alt into Gunswarm to buy dreads and move them to, you have to safety a dread in 1DQ. It's going to go to Irmalin in Carnid. Why did they move dreads all the way from the north up in Ignoitan all the way down to Fountain instead of just moving the ones they had in Irmalin already?
but even so, how many
mean-
capital pilots can they
It-
form?
Arguments fall
my
apart when
really
you think about them in a logical way.
because even if they had 1,000 dreads, they cannot even form 1,000 subcaps.
Well, yeah, and yeah, exactly. They don't have the pilots, but like,
They're getting there, but yeah. What do you think?
1,000 dreads? No, the fuck they're not.
Not
What do
even
you?
close.
What do you think is going to spark the
We've
first?
fielded nearly 1,000 dreads in the past. I wouldn't put that past them. We've done that twice.
Yeah, but we are we.
Like,
I
Very much,
like
I could see an alliance, their size forming 1,000 dreads, but they don't be able to do Titans on top of that, right? Like you have your Titan characters trained into dreadnoughts and vice versa.
Yep.
You can do one or the other with those numbers.
I mean, if that's the case, then like if they have 1,000 dreads, then they built 700 plus dreads in 3.5 years ish.
Numbers.
So, what do you think about the fact
I've
that?
been away.
What do you think about the fact that they have moved, quote unquote, 400 supers and titans down to fat, and we're bragging about those numbers?
Sid,
I mean,
is this
it's not that impressive of a
is
number.
that-
We moved.
is this like trip to the kiddie pool?
Exposed our numbers publicly, but they're, even if 40% of them log in for a fight, then
I was going to
No.
say, I remember moving up north. We had 1,300 titans on one move up, and that was public. So
Oh my god, I remember that move up. The
It was
tie-dye was
disgusting.
awful. Oh my god, the regional gates into Fountain.
Hey Jay, is the destination Rakapass?
I told you this
that's
would
one
happen.
thing I'm not looking forward to, right? The Adam those moves. Yikes.
I'm also being teased on Twitch chat to start undressing.
It's like undo a button
Do it.
every couple minutes.
No,
Yeah.
No, we're
no,
not.
that's
Yeah,
against the
dude,
Twitch
you
rules.
should-
You have to
you-
keep a shirt on.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yes,
Nipples
you
only
do.
apply to women.
I dressed
No.
this shirt on purpose for the stream. Okay.
Yeah, no. Nipples only apply to women. I want to see a button go
No,
down.
they
Do
are.
it.
They're not sexist. They apply to everybody. You keep your shirt on.
It's fine.
Thank you.
To
I'm
Corian?
fine as I am. Okay,
It's
I'm
fine,
not going
you
to
just-
change
You know what?
anything about.
She makes a point. Show him your scrotum.
No,
my
oh my
God.
god.
No,
So-
you just need to get a marker out and start painting yourself and relabel the stream as an art stream. And you can do whatever the hell you
Yeah,
want.
right.
It's
So the numbers that Test and them are putting up, they think they're impressive. The general consensus I'm getting is that we're laughing at them because
no, we're not laughing.
So the
not
thing is
laughing.
that
They're a serious threat.
I believe it was Asher last week that called out Villy on r/Eve for lying to their line members, and he legitimately gave evidence. Villy was like, what evidence? And then Asher just dumps a whole shitload of shit of Villy rage pinging,
So
saying
if you want to see it, you can search Eve for 4 Bill Pod, because that was when that was the thread, and it's Asher's top comment. Sorry, Mifune, go ahead.
yeah, and it was basically Asher was saying how Villy is rage pinging out. Oh my god, Asher just formed up like 10 immunins and stood down when there was like no ping in Jabber.
it was like a Thursday night like tonight, and we're just hanging out, doing a gate camp. I'm running some missions, just having a good old time. And then like we go like do one fleet to go have some fun, and then like they're saying that we've been rage pinging all day. I'm like, what pings are these? Are they in a sig I'm not a part of yet?
Right? Like, what are these pings? And Asher started calling them out for the numbers, and I feel like Test is just kind of hanging back, like Jay said, letting Panda Fam do the majority of the work so far. Like Test is just kind of sitting back and like weighing their options.
Really, Test are doing, the best. I wouldn't say the best they can. I would be playing things very differently if I was in Test. But
Test
that's
You want to
really
see if I can get her?
Test is
all they
sitting
could be
there
doing.
literally trying to make PanFam fight the war, so that way immediately after the war they can go to war with an exhausted PanFam. That's what they want. That's what they're doing.
Well,
That's what
yeah,
they
like
do.
this is the
I
smart
wouldn't
strategy,
say. I
right?
wouldn't say. No. I wouldn't say they were that smart. If that was the plan, then I wouldn't say that they would come up with it. Not spinning. I'm just being honest here. I just think like they are playing defensive because they want like to attack with all the forces at the same time. So they are being sort of smart, but at the same time wasting a lot of opportunities. So
I mean, I can say on a micro level, because I've been annoyed and been like camping gates and shit instead. They are doing a good job at like coordinating, just coming from all fucking directions. So which one are you gonna go in? It's been pretty obnoxious.
But they I think that it is the smartest strategy on either side, honestly. To start this war with all the alliances, they, if they've got spies, which I'm sure they do, in a lot of different places, they know how many Titans and Supers and Dreads we have to let us.
There's
kill
like
somebody's
8
alliance.
people that have access to that information, and
Unless you get Tuzzy
none of
in
them are
panel.
spies.
Well, yeah, Tuzzy likes to tell us a lot of stuff too. So
Yeah, he does
Some
that.
of
I would never like unless you see the
XTC's
numbers for yourself. I would never trust whatever anyone says, even what I say.
It's
Those
mostly disinformation. You fucking throw the wrong information, see where it shakes out. But honestly, XTTC is the spy. I know this for a fact.
But
well, go ahead.
let's also be honest. Like, how easy is to fool their spies? Like, it's fucking ridiculous. The other time I even like spinned around it on open comms, just how easy it fucking is. Like, I baited with 80 pilots in my fleet, 80 jackdaws, about the timer that we were defending. We were defending MKD, IHUB, and they formed up 500, 600 pilots minimum, like Munins and Cerberus or some shit like that. And they came into Delph to fight over that hammer. I just had to form that AT jackdaws to ping it out and to say it on open comms that I was going to attack catch while they were going to take MKD. And what they did is they just moved out of MKD with 600 pilots to move to Fortec O to close my passage and to gate camp that. And I just took MKD and went back home. It was so easy to fool them around. Like
The spy
I
game
even
is always
spawned.
very interesting in wars. Is that it's honestly the most fun time of being a spy is during wars because, especially if you're a higher level spy, shall we say, you see both sides from their leadership perspectives, and you know who's spinning harder than the other side, and it's something that brings a smile to my face. Is you're as the spy, you're the one guy that knows the truth. Not that we have any spies.
Never had any
I've
spies.
got a spy in test. Just throwing that out there.
I find the whole thing of spies in wartime is a very interesting concept, and it brings new light to the table because you have, like, if you put yourself in the shoes of a spy, you have so much shit in your hand. You could be a double agent. I think it was Asher at one point. Wasn't he a spy for Black Legion? And he liked goons so much he turned to the fucking other side. You know, like the
Asher's still a
spies.
fucking
Christ, that was
spy.
a fucking joke.
Yeah,
like
that
8 years
was.
ago.
Well,
That's
oh, okay.
amazing.
Was it?
That is
I never knew that was a joke.
amazing.
I thought that was real. I thought that was real.
Ah, that's
Oh
great.
my god.
Am I that much of a
Okay,
dumbass?
this is-
Okay.
I'm not kidding. This is what Theta is about. Okay?
This
That's
is what they.
incredible.
Exactly what Theta is about.
So,
Do you
but-
think I'm actually a super capital FC too? Because I
You
am.
are?
Bitch.
No, I don't
No,
believe
I-
that
It's
for a
listed
second.
right there.
But like, I just find the concept of war turning the tides solely based on information of others is such an incredible tool in Eve, and it's a game mechanic I've never seen in any other MMO. And it's one of the fantastic things I love about the game.
I mean, it's literally. I mean, it is unique to EVE Online and MMOs. Yeah, for sure.
It's very interesting to
Yeah.
see how different organizations use their spy networks as well. For example, is some people are very, the second they get a piece of intel, they act upon it, and it's very evident. Like when DeClorian said, with his fleet, as a good example of, you purposely leak things to your fleet, hoping there's a spy there, and hoping they act on it instantly, and that causes them to lose systems, for example. I think that for our part, we are more traditional spy organizations. We sit on things for a while, and we've still got like, never mind.
I was gonna
Never mind
say,
where I'm going with that one.
Don't
it's
Never
don't
mind.
reveal
Yeah.
too much.
Oh, I'll rat him out. I'll rat him out.
I know it's
It's-
easy to
I
get
know
carried
it's
away
not-
and talk with us.
Y'all want to know
It's
the
just-
character's name? I know it.
No.
Please don't.
Like the way we work is just like you never know what was leaked.
Does it rhyme with Billy, Syndic?
I think it's Star.
Huh?
Oh, is
Billy's a
Alpha
goon.
Star
Billy's a
deep
goon
secret?
plant in test. You guys been played for the last 4 years.
I mean, that would be the greatest long game ever. Like,
He literally shares his Reddit login and just lets Cap get high and just post as him.
No, we are just waiting for the move that Villy says, okay, everyone, pass me the Titans because I have the plan. And when everyone passes over, like, yeah, Villy is a spy. It's all ours all along.
There's something I was thinking of, and I actually sat down with Mins and I was like, hey, is this actually... Because I got really, like, not convinced, but I was like, had this epic idea or this epic dream of, like, wouldn't it be funny? Like, dream, like, we have this, like, so far it's like, whatever, nothing of value has really been lost during this war. I mean, Initiative lost their home region and that kind of sucks, but that's like nothing in comparison to killing, the entirety of PanFam FRT Superfleet. So just imagine, right? It's like we bait them into Delve, we let them in, and then during a really critical fight, test flipped. And
Dude.
that was the plan for the whole time. And I just had to know. It's like, hey, is this a possibility that this could happen? Because like, oh my god, it'd be amazing.
Do you think he would tell you even if it was?
Well, he didn't tell me anything, so I don't know. Who knows?
See, I always thought that we would that they would come into Delve, they would be unsuccessful, and then PandaFam would notice that Test is doing jack shit, and then PandaFam would try to team up with Goons to go after Test, and then we'd all annihilate Test off the grid.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when the war's over anyway. They're like, we're going to annihilate the Goonies. No, we're just going to go sit in an NPC station in the absolute worst case scenario. You leave that.
We're gonna go
then we
back
just
to
invade you.
wolf packs, returning to our roots. But Jay, it sounds like your second trip on mushrooms. It sounds like it went way better.
So, are you
No
guys
comment.
ready? Are you guys
know,
ready to
but
live
if
in
it-
NPC Delve?
No, we're going back to Syndicate, baby. Syndicate.
Jay,
Like
I
really
live
far away?
I'm
have
gonna
I
drop.
said that my dream is to hunt dumb crabs
Oh
out
my
of NPC
god.
Delve?
Delve is like the best region to like
Dude,
as a hunter or as a whaler, as Lolmeca would say. Delve is the best region to live in for whaling. So who are you gonna kick out? Like do you want to see what Zunga could do in Delve?
I
Literally had a group called Delve Goons because of him.
Yeah, like the first time we lived in Delve, Zungan, amongst others, just never fucking left. And just did their jam for like years.
And you don't
But
even
also,
need Titans.
dudes, I bought mid-grade virtues, and they're here in NPC Delve. So let's go kill some people.
As I say, you don't need Titans or Supers to harass the people in Delve.
Well,
We
in
know
Delve,
that.
use Titans and Supers. Like, oh my god, we lost all the space. I used to live out of a pause in my Titan and Super for fucking years. And in space with the ships. Nothing's gonna change there.
That Bexwood appointment we did to Pureblind, and we didn't have posses up because G-Sword didn't put any posses up for us. So for like 2 weeks we just lived in space, or we just safe logged in space with each other.
Oh, that was ballin'. That was super fun.
Do you remember we dropped on the X70 station in unfit Withens basically, and just farmed dictors for 35 minutes?
Do you remember how mad Tib got at me because I was the worst fit and was just chasing
just
people?
like mugging in fleet chat that he didn't have anything fit for damage control.
I like couldn't fit cat mods and had like 3 target painters, and Tibrizzle was so angry with me. But like, if anything else had happened other than us just hazing them, I would have. I mean, that would have replaced armor hacks on speedballs. Is the thing I never lived down.
Yeah, it's I'm really sad that I deleted a lot of my videos I had saved from back then because some of them would rival like some of the Tib Rage would rival.
I don't think you can say those words anymore, though.
Knowing Tib, no.
Well, Tibbers is the reason that Tibbers is an interesting person, but he's the reason that on Mumble you can't link things anymore for us. On Mumble we disabled it because he found a way to embed images in the Mumble chat. So he would just embed like you'd have like 30 people talking in Thetacons or whatever, and suddenly it would be like Tibbers into the chat and then just like spamming like spamming Goatsy in the chat, but it went to everyone. Like it wasn't a link to Goatsy; it was just the picture in Mumble chat.
So yeah, he figured out how to make his like join message bypass the fact that you might have unchecked it, and then B made it Goatsy. He really is an amazing man.
To wrap the super subject contest, like the thing that I'm waiting, it's when the drop happens. The one thing that everyone's rushing about and waiting. Oh, when are they going to drop the supers and shit like that? I just want to see if we can kill the Sino before they jump in, because of the fucking funny thing
Recon
that.
bullshit?
I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
before they jump in,
don't
kill us
shoot the
halfway through.
Sino. Yeah,
No,
let him come in.
I'm going. The thing is, they are going to wait. Like, you know about that regroup thing that FCs had to do because of people being afraid of dying. Like with supers, it's even worse because people have the option to choose to jump or not jump, or to delay their jump. And knowing the hostiles as we know, I'm going to see how many of them delay, and if we even have the option to delay that much, that we have time just like to check the sign. I'm like, I have nothing to do. They're not jumping.
Oh no, the next super fight is going to be the
yeah,
bloodiest
that's the
thing that
one.
the
Yeah,
game has
that's the
ever
one.
seen. Because in previous fights, you could actually keep Titans and Supers alive through a lot of shit.
Yeah, and
You
they're just,
fucking
I
can't
mean,
save
it's just
it
gonna
now.
blap, blap, blappity, blap, blap, blap. Well, I'm sorry. It's gonna be 47 minutes of fucking
Of
super
cycling.
carrier drones moving, and then things are gonna start to just get murder
Pretty much.
fucked.
FYI, guys, we are past the hour mark. That's fine. But if anyone has to go, we definitely reached our normal time. But they said we could be on as long as really we wanted. So as long as you guys are having a good time, which I am. So. But
You blink a lot, DeClorian. That's weird. You got dry eyes.
no, he's just staring at the camera.
Yeah, the one of the things that I wanted to know too was I think it was a few days ago we had we had PanFam or whatever killing one of the Init Keep Stars, and Jay, wasn't it you that took the Cormorants or whatever to go fuck with the fighters, right? You took the
It was
Cormorants to
fair,
fuck with them.
Wait, are you talking about the one where they just murdered fucked like 20 billion fighters?
Yeah,
but
That
I've
was
been a few
Asher
times
with-
to those keep stars, yeah.
yeah. One of
I
the
think you're
weird.
thinking the one with Asher and Feroxes though, because that
No,
was like
no, I'm thinking about one that it took place last week ish. But either way, I was there for that fight, and obviously we didn't put up much of a resistance because whatever. But during even with just PandaFam, killing the Keepstar, the tie-dye and the entire Eve server just took a massive shit like it always does. But it was kind of taking a shit in a weird way, There were times where I wasn't catching fleet warps.
You can make
Things
keep
like that.
star kills very painful. Like you, most people probably don't remember, but that the original MO keep star that PL killed took them like 6 hours to kill, 7 hours to kill, because like 5,000 people showed up. You can make these things incredibly painful.
Exactly.
And there's 50 of them or 60 of them in Delve, like.
I saw an Evo cheetah decloak on grid right before I disconnected. That's all I know.
Jay, we'll get you your 69 Titans someday, even if it means we gotta wait.
That's what I was saying the other day on Trash Talk Tuesday.
Yeah.
I was like a little bit upset with Billy. I was like, if you could just wait like another month or two for us to get up to 68 keep stars, so I could drop number 69, and then like my Eve goals will be complete. But now we have to build some more and drop them, and I'll get my 69 keep stars. Don't worry.
I keep asking if I can name one the Dawn Star, but
I guess
no one will let me.
You can for the low price of 170 billion.
I was gonna say building my
Whoa. Don't I technically still have one rename left on the Gara Star?
3.
I have one.
3.
What? That was one.
3. No.
Is it still
I have
called?
3.
Is it still called the Gara Star?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It is called the
It
Gara
doesn't
Star.
matter. I get to I have 3 renames left.
I should name it
That
the
was
Emperor
one of-
Broadcasting Star.
I hauled that motherfucker down there, and as brilliant as I am, that was one of my motherfucking conditions.
Not the faction 40s are one of the ones that looks like an Naglfar and call it the dick stick.
Oh, I thought you were going a different direction with that one. And there was an I after that first letter.
Yeah, I so wanna have one named after. I wanted the one in ZXP, but Tezzy refused. I even offered to pay, but apparently the only option would be to try to find some alliance or corp that's made one and see if they'd be willing to let me rename it. Because we're poor, okay?
I'll sell you one of my renames for 25 billion-esque.
Very sad that my corporation lost one of the ones that Mirana paid for this week.
Also, I think you've just been called an incessant twat waffle.
Me?
No, Jay.
What's people have said far worse things about me, so
You know what people call me in traffic. I still need my Titan J.
I don't have any titans left. I've given them all away. I don't
Oh.
have any
You
to give out.
That
You
reminds me.
literally given Titans away. How much fucking money did you make while I was
Loaned
gone?
a couple out.
That reminds me. A dread just appeared in one of my hangars in your Sotio. Did you mean to give that to me?
No.
Okay,
Yo,
maybe we
give me
should.
back.
I was just searching for my dreads and there was one up there, and I was like, oh, I don't remember buying one.
You actually
Oh,
game for a long period of time and are rich as shit. You just find capital ships that you didn't know you had.
go to my assets and search for the capital ship of your choice. Let's
The Moloch set, it's kind of a loan, technically.
well, yeah. I mean, you're not gonna have multiple Molochs, but
Probably get 2 or 3. I think I could probably get loaned 2 or 3. I think at this point, like I know the people that I'm playing.
okay. Rev 3 in Delve, 3 in God knows where, God knows where, and behind the devil's asshole.
Yeah, 2 of my dreads were just like, where is that?
I have that problem with ships. It's that at what point does it become worth your time to move a dread, right? Like,
oh, dude, I did the math.
you jump on a fleet. Jump on a
that
fleet.
goddamn math.
You jump on a fleet, right? And you jump to like 2 mids away from staging, and you're like, I'll just death climb back and buy another dread. You know. It's like I'd rather do that than like move a fucking recon ship to these places.
I did the math. Like, I had I think I have like 5 or 6 that got asset safety to like various parts of Caldari space, and I like started looking at. I was like, man, maybe I should go get those. Like, I could do them like 2 or 3 at a time. And I actually looked at Garpro for like 45 seconds and went, nope, Alt F4. Like, not worth it. Hopefully we get kicked out of Delve and we move somewhere up north and they become fucking useful again.
Let's go to Declan.
Best part about having random dreads everywhere. They become useful eventually.
Yeah, we
Someday,
can
10 years later.
We can contract him all to Gara Sniper so he can siege after he gets lock.
Alright, I think I'm gonna call it for the stream for myself. I had a very enjoyable time, and hope this was fun for viewers. Always.
Good to talk to you, buddy.
I think we can call it now anyways, just in general, because we've gone over the hour mark. This is a good first episode. Hopefully we can do more. I would be happy to have more guests on or anyone that wants to come back and just hang out. And this is kind of what I wanted, just to relax and get to know everybody.
The show
thank you so
essentially
much.
was a
Session in Theta?
yeah, it's like Thetacom's being streamed on Twitch is what this show essentially was.
Yeah.
We're trying to do that without actually doing it.
Wait, speaking of, what racial minority do y'all want to hear a joke about?
No.
Yeah,
no.
normal use, you guys. Normally this goes way worse. So calling these a Thetacoms, it's like they're being benevolent.
For many questions and polls run on the Twitch. That's one thing I need to figure out how to run polls on the stream chat so we can get more input. About like shower habits and things.
There are add-ons.
So into polls, are you?
Me and Kumi just kept like going through like what would be weird if people did this, and we'd like ask them like, do you do this? It's like we pinged out a survey asking how do you shower, like where do you start when you shower? Do you go like, do you start at the bottom and go upwards? Do you do your hair first or what? There are some people out there that started with their feet and finished with their face.
Okay, so that's disgusting.
It was like deeply disturbing.
But I think
that's how I shower. I start with my feet and go up.
Well,
like running the water. No. Running the water. Like I start running the water from my feet to my head, but then I start cleaning from up to down.
Yeah, motherfucker, that's how water works.
Yeah, you've just
No,
described
you-
gravity. Decline.
Yeah, like,
No, you could just
we
put
get that it comes
could
out of the
just put the
shower head
shower.
and goes down. We
No, no.
understand that. What do you sew first?
I
Uh,
put the shower head on my feet first, and
What?
I go up. That's what I'm
Wait,
saying.
you
Course
like
you
do
have an
To
like
attachable
measure,
shower head.
basically to measure the temperature.
you hit
Hmm.
you go with a full wash cycle before you rinse no, you go with a rinse cycle before you wash. So
Exactly.
you spray down before you get after the soap.
Yeah. First, I
Oh,
go
Like
with
a
only
dishwasher
water
then.
from feet to head, and then I go with shampoo from head to feet.
actually, since you actually do have your webcam on, like I can kind of see that. You're
Like I
pretty
have
man.
a
You're
whole
pretty man.
system. Like I take
How
like
many
2 hours just to get out of the house.
how many towels
Yeah.
Oh
do you
dear
have there?
lord.
See, I got sent to
I use 3 towels.
I got sent to military school for being a fucking asshole. I know everybody's gonna have a hard time believing it. So I shower in like 3 to 5 minutes at most. Just like get wet, soap, wipe it down, shampoo out.
I take 2 hours to get out of the house. Since the moment that I decide, okay, I'm gonna go out, until I actually go out, all that process takes like 2 hours.
You could probably convince me to fuck you a couple times, but I'd break up with you for that. That would annoy me
That's
so
why I
bad.
don't have like that. That's why I don't do any relationships.
That would drive
That's
me
not the real
fucking
reason. But
insane.
You guys are crazy. Well,
Gay
Yeah,
for
we've got
Jay.
to the point in the show where I've sieged up my roll call again.
so we'll call it for now. Some things are going on, so we're gonna go leave it at that. And I appreciate everybody coming and entertaining my attempt at starting a new show.
You blow
And
a kiss camera.
yeah, declaring blow kiss. Say goodbye to everybody.
It's like Henry Cavill's love
Every-
child that we don't know about.
everyone, check out my OnlyFans site. It's
No, we don't need to be advertising that
Nope.
on stream. You can advertise that later in other places. Not here.
I don't think I can say that specific word anyway. It's slash
Nope.
nice people.
All right,
But
we're
yes,
Gucci.
Miro Trend on Twitch chat. Yes, I'm really popular on Grindr and shit like that.
All right, well, see you
Like I
all
said, I'd
next
fuck
week
you.
probably.
Thank you. Have a
Yep,
good night,
thank you guys.